I had a very specific calling from God, and actually it was something that was really difficult, something very difficult to come to terms with, because God was asking me to give up something that I very much enjoyed, to come and do something, or to go and do, I should say, something which really filled me with fear and dread. Looking back, 2007 was probably one of the most amazing years for me in my own faith growing. I was teaching at a pupil referral unit. Best job, best people to work with, best people to look after. Everything about it was good. You know, my faith was growing, and I loved where I lived. I loved my neighbours. Everything was just perfect, and so it was only God that could actually draw me away from that. I was absolutely certain that it was God that was in that process, and felt overwhelmingly that I needed to be obedient to that calling. And so then began a very interesting journey for me. Being director of St Chad's Retreat Centres is a relatively new position, and where we've joined both of the retreat houses owned by the Lichfield Diocese under one umbrella organisation, and that's just to bring them together to work more effectively together and to share best practices. Our focus is on hospitality and how does God work through people, actually in giving and being generous and being kind and loving, and that's what we try to do here. It can be difficult at times as well. I was aware that there needed to be something more practical in ministry. I felt that I was being called to be the practical person in what's, largely speaking, isn't a very practical environment. And I don't mean that at all disparaging. It's just that actually we were being pushed around and led by circumstances rather than leading the way through and encouraging people to seek their faith, to explore their faith and particularly their spirituality. God has always continued to make my work interesting, and in a different way, I guess, as I've matured as a person, but also as my faith has matured. I see things differently. I see God in different ways, and working in a different environment with different types of people, God is opening my eyes to seeing how He's working with them, and I know that that's reflecting in me. That's having an impact, and so I'm not in a point where my faith is levelling off, but actually my dependency and my eagerness to serve God just continues to grow and grow. I think I'm in the best job, yeah, for now. But I don't, this is the whole point, I really don't think this is the end. And that's why I'm happy to hold on to things lightly. And I think that's something else that God gives us, is that, we don't hold on to anything too tightly. It's not ours by right, it's just ours for a little bit.